The snow isn't just falling anymore. It's attacking. Each flake hits like a tiny frozen needle, and the wind is screaming at you with the voice of something that wants you dead. You can't see 3 feet in front of your face. The world has turned into a white void of chaos, and you're stuck in the middle of it. No GPS signal, no cell service, just you and nature's most efficient killer. A blizzard doesn't care about your plans, your schedule, or your survival. It's a predator that hunts with hypothermia, disorientation, and panic. But here's what the blizzard doesn't know. You're not going down without a fight. Welcome to the reality check nobody wants to have. Most people think surviving a blizzard is about finding shelter and waiting it out. Wrong, dead wrong, literally. By the time you realize you're in trouble, you've already made 3 fatal mistakes. You're underdressed, you're moving in the wrong direction, and you're burning through your body's energy reserves like a drunk millionaire in Vegas. The cold is already inside you, stealing heat from your core, slowing down your brain, and turning your fingers into useless frozen sticks. But if you know what you're doing, if you can think past the panic and the pain, you can turn this frozen hell into just another Tuesday. Let me be crystal clear about something. The statistics are brutal. Every year, blizzards kill more people than tornadoes, hurricanes, and lightning combined. Not because they're more powerful, but because they're smarter. They isolate you, they confuse you, they make you make bad decisions while your brain is slowly shutting down from the cold. The average person caught in a blizzard has about 4 hours before hypothermia starts making their choices for them. After that, you're not surviving. You're just dying slower. But you're not average. And this isn't going to be your obituary. Because I'm going to teach you the exact system that keeps search and rescue teams alive in conditions that would kill a polar bear. These aren't tips from some weekend hiker with a blog. This is battlefield-tested knowledge that works when everything else fails. When the weather service gives up, when the roads close, when civilization itself throws in the towel, these techniques still work. First, let's talk about the enemy you're actually fighting. It's not the snow. It's not even the wind. It's heat loss. Your body is a furnace that burns about 2,000 calories a day just to keep the lights on. In a blizzard, that number triples. Your core temperature is dropping by degrees every minute. And once it hits 95 degrees Fahrenheit, your brain starts shutting down non-essential functions. Like logic, like memory, like the ability to make good decisions about not dying. The blizzard attacks you in waves. First, it hits your extremities. Your fingers and toes go numb because your body is pulling blood away from them to protect your vital organs. Smart move by your cardiovascular system. But now you can't feel your hands well enough to tie knots or operate zippers. Second wave hits your muscles. They start to seize up, making movement clumsy and exhausting. Third wave goes straight for your brain. Confusion sets in. You start making stupid choices like taking off your jacket because you feel hot. That's not hot. That's your body's last desperate attempt to save itself. Here's the thing about blizzard survival that nobody tells you. It's not about being tough. It's about being smart. Tough guys die in blizzards all the time because they think they can muscle their way through hypothermia. You can't punch the cold, you can't intimidate a snowstorm, but you can outsmart it. You can use physics, biology, and a little bit of controlled desperation to turn the tables. The key is understanding that you're not trying to stay warm. That's impossible in a blizzard. You're trying to lose heat slower than the environment can steal it from you. It's a race, and the clock is ticking. Every decision you make from this point forward either buys you time or costs you your life. Your clothing is your armor, but most people wear it like a costume. They pile on layers without understanding how heat actually moves through fabric. Cotton kills. I don't care if it's your favorite hoodie or your lucky socks. Cotton absorbs moisture and holds it against your skin like a frozen sponge. Wool and synthetic materials are your lifeline. They insulate even when wet and wick moisture away from your body instead of trapping it. But here's where it gets tactical. You don't just throw on every piece of clothing you have. You build a system. Base layer wicks moisture. Insulating layer traps air. Shell layer blocks wind and precipitation. Each layer has a job, and if one fails, the whole system collapses. Your base layer should fit snug, but not tight. Tight clothing restricts blood flow, and blood flow is what carries heat to your extremities. Your insulating layer needs to be loose enough to trap dead air, but not so loose that it creates convection currents. Your shell layer is your fortress wall against the wind. Movement is medicine, but it's also poison. You need to move to generate heat and maintain circulation. But every step in deep snow burns calories you can't afford to lose. Every movement that makes you sweat is a death sentence, because that moisture will freeze against your skin the moment you stop. The trick is finding the sweet spot. Move enough to stay warm, but not enough to exhaust yourself or overheat. Here's how you walk in a blizzard. Short steps, flat feet. Test every step before you commit your full weight. Snow hides holes, ice patches, and obstacles that can twist an ankle or send you face first into a drift. A broken leg in a blizzard isn't an injury. It's an execution. Keep your core engaged, your arms slightly away from your sides for balance. If you fall, get up immediately. The ground will suck the heat out of you faster than you can imagine. So there you are. The wind is still howling, the snow is still falling, but you're not the same person who stumbled into this frozen wasteland. You've got the knowledge. You've got the system. You understand that survival isn't about heroics or luck. It's about making the right choices when everything around you is designed to make you fail. The blizzard is still a killer, but now you know its tricks. You know how it hunts, and more importantly, you know how to fight back. When the storm finally breaks and the sun cuts through those clouds, you'll be standing there, breathing, alive, ready to tell the story of the day you refused to become another statistic.